Here we're going to talk about the product rule of exponents. Now I know when they start naming these rules, it's really tempting to want to start memorizing them and think, okay, when I multiply two things with the same base, I add the exponents. But be careful to make sure that we're going to go back to why this is the case, not what the rule is. So if you ever get iffy, you can write it out and that should tell you. There'll be some similar rules, and from experience, they're very easy to mix up. All right, so the first thing we want to look at is, say we don't know this rule at all. Could we figure it out? Well, what does an exponent mean? It's shorthand. So x squared means I didn't want to write x times x. It means the base, x, times itself twice. And I'm trying to multiply that by x to the third. Well, what does x to the third mean? X times x times x means x times itself 3 times. Now if I step back and look at what I have now, since this was multiplication and exponents already shorthand for multiplication, I just have a big line of looks like 5 different things all multiplied together. Since they're all the same 5 things, I can shorthand that line and say, oh, that's the same as x to the 5th. So this is the idea where power rule or product rule is coming from, is that I have 2 x's, I multiply by 3 more. Since it's all multiplication, this is a shorthand way to say, oh, that's 5 x's multiplied by each other. So when we get the division one and the power rule, if you're ever in doubt even a little bit, writing it out is super helpful. All right, so let's try another one. So this one, we could write it all the way out, or because we know that that's what it means, we could visualize if we did write it out, we'd have 2 u's and then a big line of 5 u's, and then this one is 1. Now we don't write an exponent of 1, but sometimes if we're thinking of adding these all up, it's helpful to put the 1 so we don't forget to add that 1. So we'll have 2 u's, then we'll have a big line of 5, then we'll have 1 more, and then another 2. So really, if this is just a big, we won't write the whole thing, but just a big line of a bunch of u's, dot, 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 all multiplied by each other. So the real question is, how many of these are actually multiplied by each other? Well, if we visualize, since it's all written out, we're just adding up how many there are. So altogether, it looks like we have 7, plus another 1 gives us 8, plus another 2 gives us 10. And maybe we could add it one more time in a different order to make sure. Like this is 3 plus 5 gives us 8, plus 2 gives us 10. Just make sure we didn't mess up our addition. So we add the exponents, but the reason why is because it's shorthand for a whole bunch of things all multiplied together.